This is the Impulsive Thinker Podcast, a show for high-achieving ADHD entrepreneurs. Together, we will inform and educate you about how to improve your self-awareness while developing systems, routines, and habits for conquering the entrepreneurial world. Here is your host, André Brisson.
Hey there, it's André, the Impulsive Thinker. I wanted to talk a bit about late diagnosis regrets. Everyone in their journey will suffer from this and will have a period of frustration, sadness, even depressive at times about regretting that I should have known, or it would have been nice to have known that I had ADHD all these years ago. You know what? It comes every once in a while. I still regret it. I wish I would have known in the past. And when I got diagnosed and I finally accepted it, then I went into the zone of the regret. Like, to me, I regret not knowing. I regret it would have been just nice to know. My life would have been completely different. And as I was talking to myself in this way, it didn't feel right. But yet, I think it's part of the grieving process. It's part of the process of trying to sort all this shit out. All these years, you don't know what the hell's going on. Now we know. It would have been better, yes. Yes, it would have been better. But it hit me one day. Because of my past, I am who I am today. Good or bad, the past. I've had a lot of goods, I've had a lot of bads, and quite a bit of in between. But if it wasn't for that experience, I wouldn't be here today talking to you. I wouldn't be here sharing my experiences with you so you can understand what's going on and how to make sense of the world with this diagnosis, and how the ADHD entrepreneur complicates the ADHD brain, and how our high achieving and high functioning and our high success rate is challenged by the ADHD. If I would have been diagnosed as a kid and everything went hunky-dory, I wouldn't be here today helping you. So this is how I look at it. Everyone's got their shit. Everyone's got their way of getting to where they are now. And you know what? In a way, I don't regret my past, because I truly believe my purpose is to be here right now. The past was my training. How I overcame it was my training. How I got to here was my training. But at the core of it, it was me that made the change. It was me with the drive to not believe what was going on, and me to try to understand me, to grow and understand what was going on or what will come on. It took 44 years. You know what? Better late than never. I've talked to quite a few people who got diagnosed in their late 60s, early 70s, and even the 80s. Do they regret that they got diagnosed at so late in life? Yes, but at the same time, they're also happy that they understand what's going on. But all we can do is move forward. So if you're right now in the regret stage of not being diagnosed earlier, I hear you, I get you. It's okay to feel that way. There's nothing wrong with it. What are you going to do with it is my next question. And what I did was move forward. And I've read quite a few different articles online about, people with mental health struggles, who had a painful past or late diagnosis of anything that provided clarity, and a lot of common things. Because of that experience, I've provided you certain skill sets that is key to being an entrepreneur. One is like mental toughness. Like, how many times have you been kicked down, stomped on, rolled over, driven over, steamrolled over, and you still got up to be steamrolled, hit down, knocked down by a different steamroller, right? We always avoid the same steamroller, but we always seem to find other ones because we're going and trying and pushing ourselves to a new extreme. And that requires a lot of mental toughness. So to come over a painful past or this undiagnosed ADHD that caused you a lot of challenges and struggles, you develop a mental toughness to just keep trying and doing. And that is an entrepreneurial trait. You would not be here listening to me if this was not true of you. People with a painful past have a better understanding of themselves. You understand you more than you realize or give yourself credit for. You are there where you are with your success because you knew who you were. You believed in who you are, even though you convinced yourself as to prove everyone else wrong. But you have an understanding of yourself and how to do things, and you knew it was right, even though everyone told you it was wrong. Because of your mental toughness, you're able to push through this. And with these, you have a serious, definite, well-defined set of core beliefs, core values, and they were defined by you, not by others. Now, I'll admit, from time to time, I do kind of tip over back in what's the social norm. But in the end, I always come back. Like I told a lot of people, every time I did bad in my businesses, it was because I was following the norm. When I just decide, no, I'm going to go against the norm and do what I think is right and the way it works for me, that's every time I've had the success. So we have our own good sense of core values and beliefs that we abide by and stand by. With all that too, then we get, we have a better control of our own life. We take our own ownership of our path and direction and no one else. Again, we teeter to following the norm and then we get back to where we know what's best. So we have a better control of our own lives. And the other thing too is people who have had a painful past, undiagnosed ADHD, had a lot of struggles. We get it. We understand a lot of other people who are going through the same struggles. And for me, that is especially true when people are not allowed to be their own genuine, unique self for whatever damn reason that makes no sense. Preventing people from being great at what they do because it didn't follow the norm, or it makes them look bad, or we've all gone through this where we've outgrown people. People didn't want to grow with us, so they get hard on us and make excuses because they don't want to try and push themselves to a better place or to grow. Not necessarily a better place, I regret saying that, but to grow. And we've had to leave a lot of people who didn't want to grow with us. And with that, we understand each other a lot better. And that's why community is a big thing, especially in the entrepreneurial world, especially in the ADHD world. The more people that are around you that understand you got the same goals and visions is important for growth. A lot of people want to keep you behind and prevent you from doing that. So because of your late diagnosis, you are who you are today because of that. Do you regret the person you've become because of your past? I don't believe you do. Do you regret the process of what happened? Yeah, I get that. I believe that we all do. We will always have that. But what are we going to do about it now? I always thought of it as I'm responsible for what I'm going to do now. The past is the past. What did I learn from it? How can I move forward and make a bigger and better future for myself? And the late diagnosis regret is a natural stage of diagnosis. It's natural. It's normal. So don't worry about it. But don't let it dictate who you are or who you could be or dictate how you're going to do it day to day. So I hope this made sense to you. And because of that background, it helped you become who you are today as an entrepreneur, which made you great. Your past helped you make who you are today, and it has made you great. So you, my friend, are a great person, a great entrepreneur, misunderstood a lot of times, but to the right people, you are understood, and I hear you, and I understand you. So thanks again for listening. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Impulsive Thinker podcast. If you enjoyed it, subscribe, rate, and review the show. It helps us get discovered by listeners like you. If you can share this with 2 other people, that'll be greatly appreciated. Please go to our website, tacticalbts.com, to check out the programs we are currently offering, especially the ADHD transformation journey for the high-achieving ADHD entrepreneur. Again, that's the website, tacticalbts.com. Thank you, and talk to you soon.
Thank you for listening to the Impulsive Thinker podcast. If you have a question, comment, or suggestion for the show, please visit theimpulsivethinker.com. The Impulsive Thinker podcast is produced by Tactical Breakthroughs and hosted by André. Remember, ADHD is only a part of you, not all of you.